Been here when it started.
Hey, that's the fucking best video in the world, isn't it?
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back.
Yo, what up?
What's going on, fellas?
Jimmy's with us too.
Oh,
show.
Jimmy sneaking in the back door.
Yeah,
Get some Fight Lounge info. Get that sweet, sweet music in my pocket. How y'all doing?
He's gonna give us some
How you doing, Jimmy?
Man, everything's great, man. But I don't want to take too much. I'm just here just to enjoy, be an ear, man. Go ahead, you guys.
Me too.
He'll get something in. Maybe you can figure something out through capping the capper here. Who knows?
We got you.
Well, how'd you guys end up doing on that last event? Pretty well or what?
LFA or UFC?
Both. Let's go UFC first. I know Jeff did well on LFA.
UFC, I'll tell you what, I struggled those first 4 or 5 fights. I think I lost every one of them. But I was also trying to get the minus plays and turn them into pluses. But after that, I'll tell you what, I ended up up money last week, so not too bad.
Hell yeah. It's pretty good, actually. It's like you said, some big props, some greasy shit through the middle there.
Yeah.
Lots of the Canadian fighters. Actually, none of the males got their way, but
No.
Yeah.
I think there were, 2
Good
female
times.
wins, though, right?
Yeah. Both the Canadian women won, and then the 7 males, they all lost. So they did not represent for Canada.
Very sad.
Especially Mike Malott. What a scrub.
Oh, man. That was brutal. Literally
Seriously.
brutal.
Let's try hope
In
for
the showcase spot for Canada gets finished by fucking Poot Scootin' Neil Magny in round 3.
Poot Scootin'.
Unreal. Unreal. That's what I call him ever since he got his legs kicked out by Ian Gary. He was Poot Scooting around, and Ian Gary still didn't get the finish. And I've hated Magny ever since that. It just, I don't know. I think he's done, but he just fucking scrapes by and pulls out wins like that. And we said that on the show. Dabfather said that.
He's gonna stay in that fucking spot where he brings in.
Yeah,
He'll be around for another year.
I know. The fucking gatekeeper, classic spot for him.
Yeah.
He's late 30s, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's getting way up there.
So I was gonna say
Almost
he's been around
40.
for a while.
I think he's 38, 37, something like that. Possibly older. Mike in the chat, smash that like button. Don't be a scrub. That's right. That's right. Let me bring up this screen here, and I guess we'll just jump into the fucking breakdowns. It's kind of a greasier card this week, honestly.
Yeah, as I started looking closer at it, I think there's actually a couple of good fights on here.
Some good fights, but really like low level. We got kind of spoilt recently.
Yeah. You need these fight cards though. Bring the new guys up. Bring some new good competition through.
Yeah, agreed. They're all not going to start out as stars.
Yeah, it's true. Gets tough from a betting perspective sometimes here.
Fuck yeah.
Get this.
Actually, I think I don't look back, but I think these are the cards I usually do better at.
Sometimes, I mean, if I know the fighters, some of them I don't really have a good read on. Still got some work to do before I put in some actual official bets. But
So
I think I've got a
hard to
decent
find
lead.
info on.
Yeah, it's really hard. No videos. But I guess we'll just jump into it. First one is Thomas Peterson versus Jamal Pogues. On the line movement, this one dropped pretty big, actually. Minus 270 on Peterson. Now he's minus 165. And Jamal Pogues is plus 230, now down to plus 135, 145 on some books. And Peterson, he's coming off Dana White's Contender Series debutante. Jamal, he's got beaten by a Dana White's Contender Series debutant before. Mick Parkins beat him. So, I mean, I think Peterson can get it done here. But like I said, I don't put my money on UFC debutantes. What do you have here, Barney?
Yeah, I do not like Pogues. Like you said, he did not look good in the Contender Series. And after that, I don't like his movement. I don't like much about him. Slow and lazy.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Peterson's not a whole hell of a lot better. But I could see this going the distance. Two big guys get slow and fucking lazy, and after the first round, and
A classic sloppy
Kinda.
heavyweight fight.
wrestle fuck each other for the next 10 minutes. But this is the only one I don't have lines for finishes or anything. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had something because I don't either.
I'm looking at Peterson decision or sub. Wait, depending on what the lines look like.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it like an over 1.5. Maybe they'll get a decent price.
Yeah.
So my over 1.5. So I don't have the prop bets at this point yet. My note will come out till I think tomorrow evening. But the over 1.5 on my book was minus 235.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck.
I just
So-
looked it up. Yeah, it's minus 245.
I thought it was
So-
going to be minus 200, but that's crazy.
So, well, I think Vegas likes the fact that it's heavyweights, and you and I talk about that all the time, Dylan. They've been going over more often than
I
not.
know.
And,
They're on to us.
Yeah, so maybe even an adjusted line at over 2.5. See how that plays out. I personally, I mentioned it several weeks in a row. I don't like taking the guy, fresh off the Contender Series.
Yeah.
I mean, Peterson was beaten. What was he 6-1? I think in the LFA. Jumped to the Contender Series, got the submission, so he got the contract. But I mean, he's got 6 KO first round finishes, but that was also in the LFA, lesser talent. So these guys obviously proved themselves coming to the UFC. I like Peterson. I don't necessarily like that line movement going against him, but I do think, to Barney's point, Pogues his style of fighting just comes across lazy. I'm sure he's not lazy. I wouldn't want to fight him, but he comes across as lazy.
Yeah. And there's always somebody out there that's taking him when it drops at plus 230. I think that's another reason these lines move because
level
they're
heavyweights.
high as fuck.
It's like women's MMA. You almost got to take a shot in the dog.
Yep.
You take your shot
especially
on
with
the
heavyweight.
dog.
Anything could happen.
Right. But I was just thinking that round 2 to start. I don't have it yet, but that might be like 190-ish. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a side on this one, but I don't like Pogues. I'm going to take Peterson. I'm just going to again try to figure out how to play it.
Yeah, I just got like you said, I gotta wait for the more lines to come out. That's the only one I don't have any lines.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they're not putting out lines there.
Almost wonder if they know
strange.
something we don't know.
Right. Wait till weigh-ins, see what happens.
They're just adjusting them all and juicing them to fuck.
Somebody might be having a big problem with weight. It might be canceled tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah.
I do
I was
expect,
kind of thinking this one might get canceled too.
especially being the first fight on the card. I can see that.
Yeah. Pogues is a bit of a fatty too.
What are they at? What is that? 260? I can't read that. It's too small.
266.
266.
Yeah, he just walks around as a chub. I think he was at 205, and that's kind of why he moved up to heavyweight.
Jesus.
He has weighed in at 205 before too, so.
Good for him.
But yeah, I don't like him at all. Never have, never will. He had decisions in his last 4, so he just kind of finds a way to drag these fights out and make them look boring, like you guys said.
Yeah, he's 1-1 in the UFC too, so I don't think he's fought much of a challenging competition. So
No, he definitely hasn't.
He's
Zach, who was it?
Parkin and Parisian.
Parisian, yeah, that's it. The other guy at heavyweight that sucks. I think he's now been cut. Josh Parisian.
Take that for what you want.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's been cut from the UFC now. So, yeah, if anything, I'd lean towards Peterson, the Peterson decision. But Yeah,
All
that
three
was
of his
difficult.
UFC fights have gone to decision. Pogues.
It seems like when these guys come up to fight higher level competition, they're not getting the round one knockouts and all that anymore.
No, and
when things can end.
Barney. That's actually that's what led me to the over 1.5. But my book had it at -235, so I was like, I'm certainly not playing that.
No.
But I do like Peterson by decision or over 2.5 whenever that line comes out, because that's probably going to be right around plus 100.
Yeah, I think I'd have to push it. The 1.5, we can't really play it at -200, obviously.
It's
I don't
tough.
feel like parlaying that either, so I'd take more risk and just do the 2.5. Yeah.
My one thing is he did fight Jesus Christ, Cortez Acosta, and that fight went to the third round.
Got knocked out.
You're right. So that's why I like him. It's one dude better that he's fought.
Yeah, the only guy. But yeah, I mean, even going to the third round with him, that's not the worst.
Right.
And then what we've seen from Jamal Pogues, I think maybe he could defend a little bit and fuck him up. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Decision over 2.5. We'll have to wait to get some numbers on those. Gerardo's got one for us. Peterson KO round 1 or round 2.
I would lean round 2.
Yeah, I'd go towards 2 also. If I was playing that way,
round 1 would not surprise me at all.
No, I never would. At heavyweights, you'd be like, "Wow, he did it."
Gerardo, you got a number on that first round KO?
Let's see here.
Actually, yeah, I should have pulled up.
I'm pulling up DraftKings now. They usually have some lines out there.
I don't have anything on DraftKings. I'm gonna look up something else.
Well, you guys look that up. Let's move to the next one. Come back to it. Markel Medeiros. He's number 1 in the U.S. West. Training at Factory X Muay Thai. I actually really like that gym there. He opened at -220. He's now -130, 135. For Landon Quinones was +185, now +115. And I don't really see this now. I mean, he's training at Killcliff FC, but I just don't get the big line movement here. I really don't. I know Markel Medeiros is another guy that's making a debut here. Where is this? Yeah, so I mean, it's tough to say. You guys have anything on this one? While I get this shit together.
Quinones there. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. He lost his UFC debut, but on another note, he went to decision with Nazareth. So I mean, that's pretty impressive in itself. He's a good fighter. So the fact that he actually went to the distance with him, I don't know, speaks, I guess, a little bit. I gotta watch some tape on him just to see how those that fight actually went down. But
Nazareth, yeah, I don't remember that fight.
He won 5 of his fights by KO and 1 by sub. The huge line movement at this point, it's probably not a bad idea to take the dog in this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, because like I said, he's making his UFC debut again, same as Thomas Peterson, so that's got to be another reason for it. But I just really don't like what I've seen from him, Landon. I don't see it when everybody's screaming he's that good and everything. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, losing to Jason Knight there on the Ultimate Fighter, that's horrible.
That is horrible.
It's really bad.
Yeah, and like you said, with that huge line movement, I mean, the over 2.5, I had it at -125.
Yeah. Okay.
I just wrote down the numbers to track some movement. I don't know if I could take the over or what I'm taking at this point, but like I said, I'm leaning the dog in this one.
Yeah, that's fair. I would have liked to get him early. I could totally accept it at +185. But
yeah, right.
Now that I'm getting the short end of the stick at +110, really doesn't make me want to jump on the train,
Yeah, I show it started at 175 on this one book, and then it dropped to 135 for Medeiros.
Yeah. I'm on Quinones.
Did you get in on him early?
I actually like him. I actually waited, and I'm glad I did. That line is favoring me more.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of says that here, but he's
These are
making
gonna.
his debut, #1 in the U.S. West. This guy's 164 worldwide, but
I
we'll
have him.
see.
I'm probably gonna do the KO, but I don't. I like this going to the decision. I think.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just like torn on picking a side and like probably the over, but I think that's hella juice too. So a lot of these fights I haven't made up my mind yet on. It's a really tough card.
Same here. A lot of these are back and forth. I usually don't make the picks till after the weigh-ins and we get the actual official lines because, like you said, some of these are minus 230 down to a minus 175 is ridiculous.
So
much can happen.
Round 3 to start is minus 150. That's where you might find.
That's
where you might find
crazy. They're just screaming. This one goes the distance.
Yeah, I'm like the dog is ranked in this one. The other guy hasn't been proven UFC debut. The dog's got the 6-inch reach advantage. I don't know. I think he's going to touch him up.
Is it 6? It says here it's only 1.
Oh, I thought it was 6.
See, sometimes they're different on that website. Could be wrong. Yeah, I'm just seeing 1 inch there for Quinones.
What's the height difference?
What the fuck?
1 inch.
Okay.
Hey, 1 inch is a lot, man.
I knew somebody was about to make a joke there.
That could make or break.
All right.
Yeah, I was leaning towards Markel, but just, with this big line movement, I don't know. I think I missed out on the dog, so I don't want to jump in now. But I think it does go the distance.
I almost
might
start.
Distance, I think, is a good price too.
I might start tracking some of these huge line shifts and start parlaying 2 or 3 of those guys together.
Yeah, I mean, see if it's working. I don't
care about it a whole lot in UFC.
I don't.
I get what you're saying.
It matters to me more in the beginning of the week, like we're talking about, is the guy's a minus 230. All of a sudden, he's minus 160. I mean, that's a huge swing.
Yeah,
just noting something along those lines.
It's almost 100 points. You should take notice of it for sure. There's some other ones in this card that I wrote down. There's a few of them actually, and some line flips too. Like that's why this card is all over the fucking place. I don't like line flips. But yeah, do you guys have anything else to add to this second fight of the night here?
Nope. Nope. No, I'm good.
A burp.
You've said enough.
So I did find a couple interesting things on the last fight on a different book.
What do you got?
Peterson's minus 3.5, which I don't love, is minus 110. And then let's see, what did he say? Peterson by KO round 1 is plus 425, round 2 is plus 800.
There you go. Round 1 KO. That's a good bet. And
then Peterson by sub is plus 500, KO is plus 250, decision is plus 350. Then they have Pogues by decision at plus 200.
Weird.
What?
They're not giving out much on that.
How is he less?
I don't know.
Seems a little fishy.
They're not going to boost it just because he's the dog. Yeah, they're going to leave it at a moderate price.
They probably figure it's going to go the distance, and you get a shit judge in there. Judge decision.
Yep.
They're not going to give you a plus 600 on the dog by decision.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like those looks.
Yeah, I mean, they sound great at plus money. Who doesn't love that? But yeah, into another
line on that you wanted to know.
What's that?
Any other line on that fight you wanted to know?
No.
I
Oh,
didn't say
good.
I don't have
What book are you on that you're getting them?
Bet online.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't open that one.
I don't have the over 2.5 or anything.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Gerardo missed out on Quinones. I don't want to take plus 115.
Now when you know he's going to win by knockout at plus 400, come on.
Yeah.
Right. Let's move up to the next banger of the night. The ladies, first ladies of the night, flyweights. A lot of flyweight matchups on this card, by the way, too. But Julia Stolarenko, she was plus 135 opening, flipped to the favorite now at minus 145. Luana was minus 150, now plus 125. So a big line flip there. I mean, I don't see a reason not to take Luana. I know she's not the best on the ground, but this girl's had her run with the lucky armbar subs. I don't know. She can maybe do it again, but striker versus grappler, if she can defend. I don't like this girl's striking at all. Like, it's horrible, guys. She's gonna get fucked up on the feet if this girl can defend the takedowns.
And that's all this fight's about.
No, agreed. Stolarenko's, I mean, she's lost 3 fights by KOs, in her career, I guess. Well, as a professional, I think Carolina's way to victory would probably be by decision. I think she's going to probably take her down and obviously keep her on the mat as long as possible and wait. Just be on top, show that ground control. Ultimately, try to end this fight by decision.
Yeah.
I do like the over in this one. That's probably, what is that? Or over 2.5 was minus 135 on my book earlier today.
That's not bad, actually.
No, I didn't.
Expected less.
I don't have Carolina. I have Carolina by decision, but I don't have that on my book, so I don't know the number on that one.
Oh, it is moving now too. Actually,
What the hell?
plus 110 only on the dog now. No more plus 120 or 125 on my book, at least. So yeah, it's really strange with the line movements. So the flip there, I'd have to go with the classic play, the women's underdog here. I never really liked Julia Stolarenko, but I knew she could get it done in some positions. So I bet on her as a submission too. So I'm comfortable, flipping now and taking Luana as a dog, I think.
Well, not to mention, I mean, she's 30 versus 35 ranked, so it's not like there's a huge discrepancy in the.
No, it's a close
standings.
match, and like I said,
Yeah, I mean, it
the
looks
books had
steady,
her as
but-
the favorite, so I kind of want to be on the bookie side with this one, I believe. Because I mean, looking into it myself, I didn't see anything why it should be flipped. There's nothing.
But they're both 30 years old. They're a pound difference, at least per Tapology.
Yeah.
There's an inch height difference. They're dead even in reach. I mean, this one's pretty even on paper.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, I never really liked her. She's just purely a grappler, where I think she could maybe defend some of that and then, get that W for us.
I lean Stoli, but
Really stole in this one.
I don't really like her. But
Yeah, I mean, most of the time she does go to decision too.
yeah, I had if she wins a decision, and then Stolenko, I give her a little chance in the sub. Obviously, you have to. But
Yeah.
Stoli by decision is plus 450 compared to Carolina at plus 180.
See, that's interesting too that she was the dog. But yeah, they
Barney
figured her to win.
Barney doesn't like Carolina because she lost to Molly McCann by the spinning back fist. That's why.
And I don't like Stolarenko because she beat my girl Rose Clark. I mean, everybody has, but
kind of a pick'em here on the props. They're both plus 175 for me. Whether you take Luana by decision at plus 175 or submission for Julie at the same price. So that's really what they're saying too.
Yeah, I probably, like I said, I lean in Luana there, especially by decision, especially knowing.
I think that's what I want to do.
If I do something, it'll be Stoli by decision plus 450. I'll take the extra juice.
Yeah, that's not bad either. Just in case some bullshit happens, really.
Well, if Luana can't get her down at first, and she takes a couple of punches to the head, steals a round or two, and then gets her down, It
Yeah.
easily could be a judge's decision in her favor.
Said I don't really like. I like the sub on her side, but like I said, how many times has she done that? Is she gonna do it again? Maybe, but
How many
I think
how many fights has Luana lost by sub?
I think the smarter money really is to Barney's point on Julia plus 350 on that fight.
She looks like she's only lost one fight by submission, so I mean, it's
Yeah.
happened, but not very often.
She's only got finished twice.
Yeah, and it's the women too, so not surprising.
There's one submission loss, so I mean,
how long ago was that?
Just a few fights ago. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm just checking now. Knee bar.
Ariana Lipsky, yeah.
July of 2020.
Yeah, so I mean, she's really not the best on the ground. Like I said, she does have some holes in her game there. So books are really saying the same thing, you know, Julie sub or Dread by decision. But I like that sneaky play on Julie at plus 350. Decisions on both sides can be played too if you want to do some arbitrage shit.
Yeah.
Not Barney. Let's see what Gerardo's saying. Luana plus 115, Dogger Pass, Sprinkle, Stolarenko by submission, and Luana KO. Yeah, I don't trust Luana by KO anymore. Can't do it.
I think either of them have the power to make a finish.
I agree.
No.
I agree. That's got to be some pretty good odds on that, though.
I know it's 1,100 for Stolenko, 700 for Carolina.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
Not for me. Not this time. Took it last week. I'm not going to press my luck. So how about this next one? Are you guys excited for this one?
I actually am excited for this one.
It's going to be good, I think.
Yeah,
Blake Builder, I really want to be on him. I think he kind of, not saying got robbed, but kind of his one fight he got robbed in, was it fucking Kyle Nelson? I think that was a clear win for our boy, but Shane Young, he arguably lost that one for himself. And then this guy, he's coming off the road to UFC and kind of making his UFC debut in a different way. So same thing, debutant here in the UFC. I'm kind of leaning towards Builder here because it did open up plus 215 on Builder, and now it's all the way down to plus 120, plus 110. Damn near pick 'em. What do you have here?
A little bit interesting. I just realized this. I told you I capped that road to UFC fight card that's happening Saturday too. It's only 3 fights. They love this fucking Yizha dude that Lee just beat.
Yeah.
By decision.
I'm actually leaning to Lee on this one as well.
I like Blake, but
so do I. I want him to win, but not when I put my money on Lee.
I don't think this is his fight.
I also minus one. Well, my book had him at minus 150. I'll certainly shop that around, but I will. I'll probably play him just right on the money line. Book had him over 2.5 at minus 120. I could see Lee by decision as well, which again don't have it, but that's probably going to be pretty close to even, maybe plus 115 or something like that. So
Lee by decision.
Yeah.
Plus 275, buddy.
Oh, there we go.
That was my initial look too.
Yeah, I would have to say this one goes the distance.
And I was peaking his KO. That's at 225. And then if Builder wins, I think it's by decision, and that's plus 300. So. Yeah,
and Gerardo, I agree. I agree with that play, especially again with minus 150. That's not a bad look. Not a bad price for a guy that I clearly think is going to win. But I mean, he's 1-0 in the UFC already, so he's gotten his feet wet. Plus, his only fight in the UFC went to his only one fight went to a decision as well. So he certainly can last those, last the full 3. So I don't think he's a bad play at all at by decision.
I don't mind that.
Let's see.
Like I said, Blake Builder, I want to take him, but same situation at plus 200, I would have liked him. But just can't really get there when you lose all that money. Plus, last time I trusted him, he got fucked up. Shane Young, that was close. I think I was on the other side there, and I faded him. And then I tried to go with him once I realized who he was. And Kyle Nelson kind of fucking really has a bad record, but that's a different story. Swung in there, I got that greasy decision, and I was like, God damn it, every time I try with this fucking guy,
Nelson's 8-0, isn't he?
Nelson,
What's Nelson's record?
13-5-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll bring it up here quick, actually, since I mentioned it. Look at how beady-eyed fuck. But yeah, before his last two, he was 4 losses and 1 win. Some low-level competition, only beating Polo Reyes. So yeah, he scraped by in his last 2 fights. Even Fernando Padilla, I think he should have had that too. But Kyle Nelson got a couple lucky decision wins in, so fuck that guy. I also bet on Fernando Padilla, and Kyle Nelson fucked me again. So there you go.
Poor guy.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe a little revenge spots. Probably should go the other way.
I got it. I lean lead decision, but I think this fight might end
He does have a decent advantage too, almost 5 inches of reach advantage, 68-73.
Yeah, a little bit taller too. I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably going to end up on Lee money line, but I'll probably end up maybe a half a unit or something on him by decision.
Yeah, I did have written down fight goes the distance. Let's see. I'm going to bring up some prices.
Vegas earlier was also favoring the over, not by much, but they were favoring it.
I like the over 1.5, but every time I do, it's minus 250 as it is again.
Yep.
This one's over 2.5 at minus 120.
Yeah, I could consider that, but
again, round 3 to start, minus 150.
Yeah, so late.
Get the whole second round in there.
Fuck that half. Oh shit, I've been fucked so many times by that stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's too greasy.
No, especially with the well, I don't know. I don't like playing them like that. If I do that, I'm either doubling up on what I like, and then I'll play a unit or a half a unit on something like that. But if I'm doing that, it's got to be plus money.
Yeah.
Minus 150 the third to start.
Yeah, I'm not doing on this one.
You could even play a half a unit on both guys to win by decision. If you actually do like the over, you can probably get some plus money regardless.
Yeah.
Or just take the winner.
I'm starting to think about it more now that I have the fight goes the distance written down and Blake Builder burned me and he was a big dog. I think the play should be the plus 275 decision. Sounds pretty decent.
Yeah. It's not a bad play, in my opinion.
Now that you guys got me thinking about that, so I was like looking into it. I'm like, yeah, that seems like it. Yeah, boys. Yeah.
Really misleading looking at Builder's picture and he's holding a belt.
I know. I think it was a CFFC.
That was a backyard championship.
Yeah. Cage Fury FC. It's a decent promotion, but I don't know. Usually those the champions don't really hold up there in the long term. Let's see. Go back here. Get to the next one. Oh, here's another guy holding a belt. This is my favorite. Oh, don't tell me they got rid of it right when I said that. You got to be kidding me. Oh, here it is.
There he is.
It's on his single page, but not there. Holding the belt before he even made his UFC debut. I mean, that is it's just a bad omen, in my opinion, honestly.
Somebody took that belt off and whooped him with it.
Just asking for it, Yeah, I thought they would have changed it. I was like, no, don't take that picture down. It's the best. I've been laughing about that for a long ass time.
So this is one that we were talking about backstage. Rodriguez took this fight on short notice.
Yeah. Let's see, who was he supposed to fight? Should be at the bottom here. He's supposed to fight Kiefer Crosby. And yeah, he pulled out.
Smart.
Now, what do you have here, Jeff? You want to take it away?
Yeah. I'm leaning Garambo there. My book had him at minus 245. I certainly didn't like that. The under 1.5 was minus 140. Garambo there. How do you say it?
Garimbo.
Garimbo. He
sure.
say it sounds good. He's got nice height and reach advantage. He's another one that's 1-1 in the UFC. Won by decision. So I was thinking, the line's juiced to that under 1.5. I could see possibly over 1.5 at maybe some plus money. He's got 6 subs in his career. Most of those though had come from his last fighting league was the EFC, I think it was.
EFC.
I don't know. I'm big on Garambo on this one. He might actually be a parlay play for me. And again, he's fighting the guy who took the fight on short notice. So I'm leaning him on this one. But again, without having the full lines, I've got to find a way to play it.
Yeah.
Rodriguez does have some heavy hands, though. He's won a couple of fights by KO, which scared me a little bit. So I don't know. I just, like I said, taking that fight on short notice, how much tape did he get to watch on the guy, or is he just going to come out swing wildly?
All right. Yeah, I mean, those kind of fighters always scare me too, Jeff.
Yeah,
he might be a KO or bust.
Yeah, I mean,
on that reach advantage too. I look at UFC stats, which I'm not sure which one to trust more. It says he has a 6-inch reach advantage, but then Tapology here is telling us it's only 4 inches.
Let's go with 5.
Somewhere in the middle, yeah. Actually, let me bring this up. I can share this tab instead. These are the stats for Pete versus Garimbo. Just look at his strikes. I mean, 10.35 per minute, taking 11.69. So he's just a balls to the wall fucking striker, Yep. He's gonna go for it. So what do you have here, Barney?
My lean is Garimbo by sub. And Garimbo, I think if P-Rod does it, it's by KO. So
yeah.
The over 1.5 is actually kind of tempting, but
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe second round sub. I think if Rodriguez wins, it's going to be a first round KO, probably swinging wildly like we're talking about, and then catching him. But if it goes to this, if it gets out of that first round, I'm thinking Garambo is going to. I like him on the sub. I do like that over 1.5 too, though.
It's tempting, but depends on, I don't know.
Be right back, guys.
Yeah, all good.
I don't think I'm going to be able to fucking get there on that. Because, like you said, with P-Rod's heavy hands, I could. I like them both by finish. Probably not going to do it.
Yeah, the Garimbo sub is plus 120. I'm seeing. The KO on Pete Rodriguez plus 300. I really don't like those prices. I definitely don't like the sub at plus 120.
I don't like
300 is really kind of it's too close to the money line. You might as well just take Pete at plus 200 in my opinion.
Exactly.
And Thembo, I mean, I don't know if he really should even be minus 250 favorite.
I don't think so either.
They opened it up too much at 275 and it's already dropped, 25 points, but
it's going to continue to drop, which is what I'm kind of.
I think they'll get down to minus 200.
I don't know if I'll go that far. It'll probably be like
225.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because 275 just seems too high. 225 I can see as being moderate. But yeah, I don't know. He's got to prove a lot to me before I even think about betting on Themba Garimbo here. I would, if I was going to play anything, I'd have to shoot for the stars and take the KO at plus 300. But yeah, the under is minus 150. So yeah, nothing much that I really stands out that I like here.
Gerardo, I like that. Garimbo and a parlay. He'll probably be in a couple of different ones for me. I don't know. I like that backing him up with Rodriguez round 1.
Yeah,
round 1 or 2 KO for him is plus 450 and plus 1,000. So I might.
That's where I could get interested, and that's really where he's going to do it is round 1 and 2 if he does get it done. So,
And if he doesn't get it done, swings wildly, he's going to be out of gas, and then that's where maybe the second round submission comes in for Rimbo.
Yeah. And that's still not good enough a price for me.
No.
Round 3 sub, it's okay. But...
So you can get, even round 2 on Themba Garimbo. I don't trust him with my money to finish in round 2 at plus 400. Yeah, I get way better prices on guys that are proven finishers, you know. So
Yep.
I'm not about that plus 400 at all. But round 1 on P-Rod, I could be interested in at plus 500. Now that's better. Yeah, I don't have much else here. Do you guys have anything to add on?
Nope.
No, I'm just looking and see Rodriguez's. All his fights have ended in round 1, whether it be a win or a loss.
Yeah, so he's balls to the wall.
That's why I don't know if I'm not going to do the over 1.5, I don't think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. He could get finished in the, first half of the second round.
He's going for it.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, win or loss, all his fights have ended, or these pro fights. With the stats I was looking at, I don't know if you have another set of stats there, Dylan. It says differently. The one also said somebody had a 6-inch reach advantage, and he clearly didn't.
Yeah, I saw that too, but it's just conflicting websites, really. I tend to trust Tapology more than I do trust UFC.com, honestly. Even though it's from the UFC, I don't believe their stats.
I agree with that. I don't even look at UFC.com anymore.
No, fuck that. It sucks. I don't know how, but they do.
Yeah, I just look at the stats they have good, the strikes landed per minute and all that. Those are pretty good stats that I look at. But yeah, I find like their stats on their fighters, which should be easy enough to get. How tall is this guy that you hired?
Yeah.
All that shit.
You're UFC doing UFC fighter stats. What the fuck is the problem?
Yeah, I'm sure those striking numbers are a little bit convoluted too.
But that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say they can't even get a guy's height and weight or origin of country. How are you gonna trust 70 strikes in a round?
Age.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Age.
Well, like I said, you got to learn how to use it too. Because I'll bring it up
that.
again on this one too. Like they only have 2 fights, so it's like only their UFC stats, and it tells you what they did only in their 2 fights in the UFC. So,
well, and that's where it's nice. That's where it's nice with Tapology, with with the LFA and the Cage Warriors and all that stuff. And again, who knows if that shit's true too? But at least it's there. At least it's something to go off. Might be false information, but
all right.
True. Let's move on to this one. Another flyweight matchup. Charles Johnson, Inner G. Fuck, I hate this guy. Plus 185. He's now plus 140. And then Azat Maxim was minus 180. Now minus 220. He's 17-0 though, so this is a decent price.
This is another one where Johnson took this fight on short notice.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how much of short notice but it's got to be like 2 or 3 weeks. Somewhere in that range.
I got.
But yeah, as it's another guy, it's going to be hard to decide because kind of 30% all around, 5 KOs, 6 subs, 5 decisions. So, but he did go to the decision with Tyson Nam when he got to the UFC. Tyson Nam's 40 years old, and Charles just always seems to fight to the level of his fucking opponents. So I think I definitely see this one going the distance.
That's what,
and probably Azat.
That's why this Maxim thing, I don't give a shit. This dude with the decision with Makiev and Zumagulov. What?
No.
Come on, man.
And this guy didn't have any competition, like I said, until he fought Tyson Nam. And Tyson Nam's 40 years old, and he went to decision with him. And then on the other side, Charles Johnson always goes to decisions. I mean,
he knocked out Jimmy Flick.
Got 3 split decisions too. I was considering a split decision. Yeah, lost his last 3. You have a split here, a split here, split down here. So
I almost wonder because he's lost his last 4 of his last 6 there. I almost wonder if the UFC made him take this fight. You're taking this, or you're not getting anything.
And like I said, Zalgas arguably won that. He could be 1-5. Jimmy Flick, that was a straight gimme to try and get him back on track.
Oh shit!
I don't know why they've been trying to
Fucking
get this
wash.
guy here in this division. I don't understand why they keep doing this. And I think they're done with Charles Johnson now. Look, they fucking tried. He failed. And I definitely think they're trying to promote the fucking 17-0 guy over Charles
Oh, for
Johnson
sure.
again. You know?
We're trying to get another Shaft cat.
Number 18 in the world versus 37. I just think it's his spot. I haven't looked at the price on that yet,
I'm a Maxim on this one. I personally like the fact that he's from Kazakhstan. I don't necessarily like their style, but I mean, this guy's shown he can win. You know, he can knock people out. He can submit them if it goes to the mat, and he also can go the distance if needed. He's just well rounded.
That's what I mean. It's hard to say that's, you know, I want to say decision because Charles Johnson takes it there too and all that. It's only plus 105, and you can get some good prices on a KO at plus 700 or a submission at plus 500 on Azit there. So who knows what he's going to do here?
Maxim ITD plus 275.
Yeah, that's probably the way I'd have to go and take both instead of getting greasy with picking a KO or a sub.
Yeah, I like that inside the distance, especially if it's plus money. How many times has Johnson been finished? I mean, he's 2-4 showing here in the UFC, but
he's never been finished.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's tough.
Yeah.
He's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
And his haircut is absolutely whack. I wish they had it updated here so I could show you guys.
He's got that stupid back of the head shit, right?
Yeah, it's like a a mullet, but a fucking shaved bald, and then he has it tied into a ponytail too. It's really fucked.
Yeah, Maxim ITD, fucking 12 units,
multi-unit play.
I'm gonna play Maxim. I just don't know how I'm gonna necessarily get there, but I'm definitely gonna be on him. Not at minus 215. Vegas has the over 2.5 at minus 255. So I actually might take Maxim by decision in this, depending what the price comes out at.
Even money.
Oh, it's even. Yeah.
We're gonna do something that we haven't done before on the show. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna look at Charles Johnson's haircuts. How about
Jesus Christ?
It's quickly 3. Look at this one.
Oh, jeez.
This one.
Yeah, that's the one I remember.
Yeah, that's the one I remember too.
The one I was thinking of. This pink one.
Even redneck would be embarrassed.
Like, why? I don't. Like, rat tails are bad enough. Like, what the fuck is that?
The worst haircut in the UFC, I think.
His barber should be shot for that.
There's another dude with it too. I can't remember who the fuck it is.
But yeah, I hope he fucking gets smashed here. I'd like to see him get finished.
I would too, but it scares me that he's never been finished. I mean, he could clearly take a beating.
Everybody has their cherry pop, bud.
Yeah.
No, maybe not everybody, but yeah, whatever.
Everybody but Max Holloway.
Everybody but Dylan.
What? Let's go into the next one here. I don't think there's anything left. Oh my god. Let me go fix this horrible sound.
Here comes Barney's fight. Fight of the night for Barney.
Why is this all of a sudden my thing?
Because you said you didn't like Molly. I don't like her either, but you said it.
I don't like a lot of people, but
that stuck with me. What do you? How do you feel about this one, Barney?
Hampton cashes. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to take a Molly by KO at plus 400.
Yeah. Belbita's got showing a 6-inch reach advantage.
I don't care.
I think it's going to go down to the mat personally. Vegas had the over at minus 255. I don't like paying those high
If I
prices.
could get that, if I could get a ground and pound, I'd look at it, but I can't get that.
Yeah, I don't get the ground and pounds. I just get the inside the distance or KO, TKO.
Yeah.
Well, both fighters are experienced. As we were talking, if Belbita doesn't win this one, I mean, she's 2-4. She needs a win in this. It's very possible that she retires. Dylan had mentioned backstage that she had mentioned the R word.
Yup.
So that I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting one. I don't care for Molly either, but I do see Molly getting the finish or at least winning this fight. The opening line I had was -275. I don't know where that's at now.
258.
Molly's only 6-5 in the UFC too. For as much as they hype her up, man.
This is why I'm also going to play Belbita by sub at plus 1400.
What the other so some of my notes are like if Molly wins this, it's either by decision or KO. But Belbita's never been KO'd in her pro career. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd have to look back at the level of competition, and I certainly will before the fights go off to see who has she been fighting good fighters.
Kowalczyk, DePaula, Goldie, DeJua. Oops, I just backed out.
Goldie's a shit fighter.
Molly McCann again. Wait a second.
Goldie versus Jimmy Flick. That'd be a fight.
Something that I missed.
She beat Molly
right here. Yeah.
No,
it's
she lost.
A rematch.
Oh yeah, she lost. Yeah.
Decision.
Sorry, Dylan highlighted everything I couldn't see.
Sorry, I thought that would make it better.
She lost to Lipsky. Decision. Nobody else matters.
Let's go, Wix. What up?
What up, Vic?
What up?
Yeah, so
I mean, I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I really don't like that record at all from her. And on the other side, I don't like Molly McCann.
Belbita's good against bad competition.
Yeah, I don't.
She fights anybody above half level.
Terrible. They're all fighting low level competition.
Now I could see. I could see. Well, again, I do see Molly winning this one. Gerardo, I don't know. Like I said, Belbita hasn't been finished yet in her career, and I think her career is coming to an end.
Yeah,
I was joking. I don't see a bit spinning back fist KO here.
I don't see another one.
No, she almost shit herself when she got the first one, and then came out and did it again.
I might just pass altogether on this one, to be honest.
Molly.
Yeah, I'll probably play something on it, but I don't know what yet.
The Molly decision is -105. You can fuck right off with that.
Yeah. So I'll do the KO for her and the sub for Belbita, I think. And I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I like my plus 1400 spots. They come through a lot.
Just for a sub on Diana.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a fetish for Rod Stewart.
Being submitted?
What?
So I said I think that's a fetish. I think he doesn't do it, or he does it intentionally. I don't think he's doing it by accident.
I'm going to need to see proof of that.
That's weird.
I mean, I don't need to see him shitting, but
you asked for it.
Yeah, you kind of did.
That's not what I meant. I'm not Dave.
No, I don't have anything else on this one. I like you said. If I play anything, it's nothing crazy, and if I do, it'll probably be meatball in a parlay of some sort.
Yeah, that's probably the only way I'd have to get there on her too with this price tag.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, pass. Next, maybe I'll have something come Saturday here, but we'll see. This one, I actually do have something. I'm going to be taking Gilbert Urbina. I took him -150. He's now up to -200. I mean, all the statistics lean towards Gilbert's. I like the experience on his side, too. Bring that up for you guys.
It's one of my favorite picks of the week.
He was on, the Ultimate Fighter season 29. and his coach was none other than the great one, Alex Volkanovski. So, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better coach, really, on some of those seasons. So, yeah, he fought Brian Battle, Sean Brady. Those are very good levels of competition, too. And then here on the Charles Radke side, the Chuck Buffalo. I just didn't like his last performance. I mean, Mike Mateta, I don't like him at all, and he went the distance with him. And then other than that, nobody else really of note on his record.
I wasn't impressed by his past fights.
Anybody that I would know, like Justin Montalvo, I recognize, Gonzalez here. And he lost to all these guys that I barely recognize. So yeah, for me, it's Gilbert, Urbina, all fucking day here. What do you got, Jeff? What's your take?
I'm leaning Urbina on this one as well. Again, another well-rounded fighter with he's got a couple KOs, couple subs, couple decisions. Again, proven he can do it all. Win standing up, win it on the ground. I'm not a big fan of the other guy, Radke there. I'm not impressed with his fights. I mean, you just scroll through them there. I don't like Urbina being. My book had him at -210. I actually think taking him inside the distance, or maybe even fight ends in the first or second round, is a smart play. Vegas had the under 2.5 at -160, so they're thinking it's going to stay under.
When he does finish, it's in round 1 and 2, as it says here, with all his finishes.
That's I noted here, round 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I just look the over. The over 1.5 -170.
Really,
I liked that, but
I think they're kind of maybe trapping here. I was liking
they absolutely
a
are.
finish. If anything, I'd take a finish on the Gilbert side, like Jeff was saying. The points are +240.
God damn it! I liked him by decision. Now I'm going to relook at it. Fuck.
I mean, they do too, but I just feel like it's trappy. Charles Radke's fucking tough. Let's see if he ever been finished and how. 3 losses.
You
One
look,
KO loss.
He's on a five fight win streak, but he's beating shitbags, and this is only like the second or third fight in a row in the UFC, right?
I could see him getting knocked out for sure. This is his second fight, yeah.
Yeah, so he was in another promotion.
Gilbert's the promotable side, being off the Ultimate Fighter. They got a good story behind him. Charles Radke on the other side, he did say the faggot, if you guys remember that.
That was him?
I don't know. I forgot that was him.
One of 2 fighters on the card that dropped that bomb, so it could be a little bit of punishment from the UFC for doing that, calling all the fans faggots. That wasn't very nice.
Urbina ITD is +120. And I just looked at it. If I picked one, it would be submission, and that's +400.
But yeah, that was him. I know you guys remember it. That was Charles.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, how can you forget that?
And the other one, Manel Cop. I remember it because just going on Twitter, somebody actually posted their tweets, and they said it before the fight started. He's like, "Oh man, this guy already dropped the F-bomb." It's like, we got a good chance that it goes over 1.5 with a Manel Cop fight coming up here. And he actually fucking said it in his fucking post-fight interview too. I was like, there's no way he hit that.
You're going to get punished.
Yeah.
You're right. This might be it.
No, and to your point, coming off
slap on the ass spot.
They're trying to get Gilbert on a good track. Why not?
So, and I did
perfect lamb to slaughter.
I just looked and realized that somebody that we talked to is on the under 2.5.
So yeah, I could see a finish here.
Okay, you guys talked me into it.
Who?
It's Clint.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, that's settled.
All right, let's go to another good one. Elias Cobb Kizrayev, 14-0 versus Mahmoud Muradov, 26-8. So definitely a little bit more experience on the Uzbekistan side. They're both 33 years old. I'm honestly gonna have to take the underdog here with a little bit more experience, same age. I'm going with the Muradov at plus 140 here.
I actually this one. I'm looking forward to this fight. I think it's going to be a pretty good one. I mean, again, I want to see these guys after the weigh-ins, but the dude on the left there just looks more thick and solid than Muradov. But I think this is going to be a pretty good one. Like you said, he's got a little more experience, but for the other guy's got 14 fights, so I mean, he's not inexperienced.
No, he's not bad.
No, and at some point though, I don't think he's the GOAT. He's not going to just win every fight he's in. I think he's going to probably look a little bigger in the ring. If he starts, chasing or walking Meredith down, I think he's going to find himself having some issues. But I'm actually on Meredith on this one as well. 17 KOs in his pro career. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, he does have a shitload of fights, but regardless.
Still, I mean,
yeah, look at that.
26 and then 17 KOs. That's 65% of the time. That's pretty fucking good.
That guy's a killer. and if have him at dog, I mean, my book had him at plus 120, so I don't know if it's shifted there. And I say it every week. The one book I'm on that gives me the lines early is garbage. It's always shit lines. So if I go to DraftKings or Bet Online, I'm certainly going to get better odds. But I'll shop around. But I always give these shit odds out. But that's just because that's the book that gives it to me early.
And then this win over Barberena, I remember it was pretty good. Barberena put up a fight for his age. He's an old legend. And then Kyle Barajo, I mean, that was a good performance from him too. Even though he lost, he was able to go the distance with him. And I really like Kyle right now. He's good. He was up and coming, but we put the young guy in his place, and it's kind of the same situation we're in now, where this guy's trying to make a name for himself, and this guy's got to defend his spot, and I think he's gonna do just that. I really.
So this, you know what this reminds me of? Right, the fight we were talking about earlier, Magny and Malat there, young up and coming guy versus the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I mean, he had one UFC fight, but it was like a year ago. 2 years ago almost, and he just takes a lot of time off here too. Like, I just don't like guys like that. They just don't seem to be committed. Or Muradov is still fighting in and out all the time, back to back.
Yeah, a couple of plays I had written down were Muradov money line, Muradov by KO, possibly KO 1 or 2 to even pinpoint it further. Those are, again, don't have the lines, but those are probably some pretty good.
I guess he pulled out of a lot of fights too.
What's that?
He pulled out of a lot of fights too. Mahmoud did, just as I said that. I gotta give him that. They both pulled out of a lot of fights, these dickheads.
No, it might not necessarily be them pulling out. It might be the other guy.
Yeah, but it kind of always happens when you come from that far. Lots of these guys can't make it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta be on the underdog here. The line movement too kind of supports it. He was plus 190, moving to 140, and then I've even seen 135, 125 on some shittier books. But it's
like I said, my shitty book's got it at plus 120. So
yeah, I snagged the plus 140. It's still out there.
I'm on Kizriev by sub, so fuck you guys.
Kizriev sub, you son of a bitch.
Although I don't know if I'm gonna bet it because, like Jeff said, this is a fight probably the fight I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, this one and the one we were talking about. I said earlier that I liked. I had those two start as pretty solid. Hopefully,
depending how my night goes, I might just end up watching.
Yeah, as far as like the prelims go, this is definitely the best one. I guess this is on the main card, but you know what I mean. Besides a co-main event or main event.
Yep.
The other ones are kind of trashy. Yeah, I definitely have to say. Maybe Gilbert Abina could be good too. This next one, though, definitely not my favorite. Well, smash spot, I think, for Natalia Silva, this young up-and-comer. She was minus 275, now minus 350, and Vivi plus 235, now plus 265 on some books.
Look at that creepy smile. Come on.
This one?
She's going to eat somebody. For sure.
I think she gets it done.
I think she's getting it done too. Again, just a matter of figuring out how.
Yeah.
She's the up and coming 27-year-old. The other girl there, she's what is she? 37, 10 years older.
37, yeah.
Yeah, she's on the tail end of the career where Silva's up and coming. Silva's got that knockout power too.
Yeah.
Where I can't see the other girl's name. Aruju. She
Viviana Rougeau, yeah.
Yeah, her last 9 fights went to decision. So I think she's gonna probably try to hold on and again, she's 37 years old. She's getting closer to retirement. I don't think she's gonna want to stand there with this young girl who can certainly knock people out. So I think she's gonna try to take it to the ground. I could see it potentially going over. Silva winning by decision. She's if Vivian there, I could see her. I mean, she's been knocked out in her career, so there's a potential. But like I said, I see her getting pushed up against or trying to force this one against the cage or to the ground and just ride it out, so she's not getting punched in the face all night.
Yeah. Silva on points is -150.
That's probably not a bad play either, just to drop some of that juice.
Yeah, that's too juicy for my blood. I don't like any of that.
Like you were saying, I like her to get a knockout, but I think I'm going to do the ITD for Silva at plus 300.
I don't mind that at all.
No, I
was said Muradov. Let's go, G.
I was thinking, like I said, Vivian's going to try to take it to the mat. I wouldn't be surprised if Silva grabs onto a limb and tries to go for a submission.
Yeah, I definitely think it goes to the mat, and I think she regrets going to the mat.
Yeah.
I think her career is just about done.
I agree. This might be another one that might be seeing the gloves in the ring at the end of it.
Vivi?
Maybe not quite yet. She's still got a little life in her.
I don't think she's I don't think she's thinking about it, but it's honestly probably I don't know about retirement, but what are you gonna do in the UFC? I mean, I don't know. Everybody's gotta get a paycheck, I guess.
If she looks competitive here, she'll stick around. If she doesn't, she might get one more.
I mean, they just need more depth in this division. She's number 8 at 37 years old.
Your
So I
depth
think
is
they
coming
kind of
up.
do just that.
I don't know what weight division this girl fights at, but this LaCroix girl's coming. She's gonna beast them.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't trust her. Like I said, I always love to take big shots on women's underdogs here. And this is a perfect spot too, up and comer where she's got more experience, but I just don't think Vivi's that one to take it plus 265 even, honestly. Hope I don't.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna play Silva, probably Silva inside the distance, Silva by KO or sub or something along those lines. I haven't played anything yet, but
that's what I was looking at it, and I liked her by KO, but I could, like you said, go on the ground. I could see the sub happen, so I'm just gonna do the ITD.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't pick if you're gonna narrow it down. You'd have to go ITD or decision for yourself.
What was the ITD of that one?
300.
Yeah.
But now that I look at it, the fight to not go the distance is plus 200.
What? So they're saying she doesn't get finished. Plus 240 on the fucking ITD. I mean, come on.
So I don't mind that, not the distance instead, and give up the 100 points and have either side. I don't know if Jeff is talking to us or not. He's on mute.
No, sorry guys. No, I didn't hear you. I was fending off my beast.
Don't call her that.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Where were we? Vivian getting finished or decision. That's really what you need to decide. I would fucking, as a price, honestly, lean towards the ITD. And she's a finisher. She's capable. She's pretty fucking strong. All that good stuff that you like to see. I mean, I could see it here. Might get to the window on the ITD at plus 240. That's pretty good number, I think, for somebody that's a minus 400 favorite.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I like that. I'll probably end up taking her inside the distance.
So, just everyone's saying they can't do it just because they're women and they're flyweights. But man, the youngers, or sorry, the smaller ones really tend to fuck them up more than the bantamweights because they're bigger. They can take a punch too at that weight class. These 125ers, when you get a strong girl like Natalia Silva in there that's able to finish, a lot of these girls are gonna get finished. So
No, I agree.
that's actually what you said, Jeff, is what I wrote down just to start my cap. I said, lean towards Natalia, but how?
Yeah. Well, again, with that big minus big juice on it, it's hard to want to jump on that straight up minus 300 or 275 or whatever it is. So
Straight up. Well, we got another older guy in this next fight here. 39-year-old Muslim Salikov. He was plus 220, not moving up too much, 230, 240 on some books. And then Randy Brown moved up from 260 to 280. In this welterweight matchup, we got two kickboxers. I think Randy Brown, the better kickboxer, the younger guy. If he stays on the outside, he just wins this fight. And Muslim Salikov, he's a kickboxer too. Like, he's not the ground guy that you might think of when you see this Russian name. So I'm got to be on Randy Brown here again. They both have an average fight time combined 11 minutes. So I'm kind of leaning towards a round 2 or 3 on Randy here.
I don't get it.
What?
No distance is plus 100.
Oh,
What?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be a striking matchup. I could see somebody getting finished for sure.
I agree. Brown's taller, quite a bit taller with a reach advantage. So I could, like you said, see him standing back and touch him up a little bit. Salikov's close to 40. I mean, he's as close as you can be without being 40. I don't 39. like a lot of people say. I don't like fighters in their 40s, and he's damn near there. The fight. This fight was originally scheduled for December. It got pushed, and I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe somebody missed weight, somebody pulled out, but for some reason it was supposed to go in December, and here we are in February, and we're finally going to get at it. But I don't know. I could see Brown by KO. I mean, Brown, four of his last 6 fights went to decision. So, I mean, I guess that was kind of the only 2 that didn't go to decision. He lost. So, I don't know. I see this one being a striking matchup as well. I like Brown. I'm going to, again, find another way to play it. My book had him at minus 275. The odd thing was the over 2.5 was minus 160. So, Vegas thinks it's going to the third or the distance.
Yeah, I could see a late finish here. I don't know, just kind of my gut feeling. I don't have a lot of round 2, 3 plays on this card, but this is one that I'm thinking about. That's usually kind of how I like to determine it. You look at their average fight time on both sides, and then you can see that they're starting to fade late overall.
When you start looking at the average fight time, and then you see, okay, what's 11 minutes? So then you start seeing Vegas juicing to over 2.5. It's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Rainy Brown.
Let's see when his finishes were.
A sub. Or Salikov by KO.
Most of his finishes are in the second round here.
Second,
decision. Second and third. And then, he's been in the UFC for a lot of time. So, I mean, that 11 minutes is a pretty well-rounded number with all these fights on it. And then on the other side, Muslim Salikov. He's been around in the UFC a decent time, too. So, I mean, going back to 2017. So it's a decent sample size on that 11 minutes.
Yeah, you see, though, since he hit, 38, he's win-loss. You know what I mean? He had all those solid win.
The Leech was really good. I mean, Nicholas Dalby, he's a fucking killer. Yeah, I think he was losing to Fiallo before he probably landed the spinning back kick in round 3. I'm just assuming, but that's what it looks like. I don't remember that one specifically, but then yeah, he's all a round one finisher. Not much for him in the round 2 and 3 departments, and then decisions. So I think if he does get tired, which is kind of what this all says to me, gets finished in the round 2 or 3, I could see it. Anything else to add on here, boys?
I'm on the no distance plus 100. I'm already on it.
No distance.
Yeah, like
the only that I have so far officially.
Fight doesn't go the distance plus 100. I don't mind that at all. I might just take the fight ends, honestly, in round 2 if I can get it. They kind of offer me those on pay-per-views, not so much on fight nights. So
I get them. They don't show up till Friday night. It's like shit.
Here it is. 450 and 700 on fight ends in round 2 or 3, but I think all the potential is on Randy Brown's side. 800 and 1,000. That's what I'm gonna have to try. That's what I have to try. All right. Get into the co-main event here. How about that?
How about that?
Drew Dober with a young ass picture from MMA Weekly. He's 35 years old, and they got a picture when he was, maybe 25 or something. Anyways, I really liked Renato here. I kind of wish that I would have taken it early. I never saw plus 110. That's what they said it opened at on offshore books. The minus 130 is what I saw. Yeah, he was the underdog here, apparently. Drew Dober was the favorite at minus 130 to open up this fight. And when I saw it was minus 130. So I guess offshore it was opened for Renato as the dog. Drew Dober is now plus 165. Like I said, he was minus 130. Renato was plus 110. And then minus 135, moving all the way up to minus 150 and even minus 175 to 200 on some books now for Renato Moicano.
He was minus 200. He was minus 190 on my book earlier today.
Yeah.
I liked it personally. I talk about this every week. He fights at or trains at American Top Team. I love it. Those boys are vicious over there.
Yeah.
I'm up in the air on this one. The line movement on this one actually scares me just because it was so significant.
Yeah.
I think Dober, his last 7 wins were by KO. Not necessarily last 7 fights, but his last 7 wins were by KO. He has 4 losses by submission. So I could see Moicano by submission, Dober by KO potentially. I see the fight ending in round 1 or 2. I do like the under. Vegas had the under 1.5 at minus 130. So fight ends in round 1 or 2. I could see, like I said, if you like Moicano, him by submission and Dober by KO are some plus money plays, if depending on which side you end up taking. Like I said, I haven't taken a side in this one. I'm leaning Moicano though, but not at minus 190.
I wish I could have got him earlier. I really like Moicano, but it was honestly just kind of a fan bet. He's one of my favorite fighters. Renato Moicano is, so I kind of stayed away from it for that. But I also did not see this jumping up to minus 200. Drew Dober's, he's right up there on my list of favorite guys. He fights hard, he fights well. He's got the chin, like somebody that I like. For the reason I like these guys is because when I bet on them, they'll fucking fight for your money. Not only do they put on an exciting fight, they continue to try. They got hearts and cardio to do it. They got the chin to get her done and the skills on both sides. So this is a great fight in my opinion. I'm probably gonna have to get to the dog if this line got this wide, man. Drew Dober's not to be looked past at plus 165.
You know what stood out to me was looking at the past wins. Moicano's won 8 fights in his career by rear naked choke.
Yeah, he's slick with his submissions too.
Yeah, so that's what led me to write down at least a look at it as Moicano by the submission. If he gets on Dober's back, it's over.
That's
Dope,
not
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, he does have 10 wins, and he has no KOs. I thought he had at least one. Yeah, he's all subs. All right.
Yep. Look how many rear naked. I think it was 8 of them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man,
And
I
then
think
yeah,
he's
when
got
I
a
was
couple of.
looking at it too, this is what jumped out to me is his only losses were Brian Ortega, Jose Aldo, Chen Sung Jung, Rafael Fiziev, and Dos Anjos. I mean, top level guys is the only time he loses.
That's why I almost like the decision here. Somebody.
Yeah, I could
I
see
think
that too.
they're more equal.
Well, what did you have on this fight? Anything else? What are you taking here, Barnes?
I mean, my two initial looks are the same as Jeff. Moicano sub, Dober KO.
I think
Yeah.
it's pretty simple, Cap. That's what I had written down here just to start off with what to look at. It's obviously Renato sub or Drew Dober KO, but
But I looked at it in my second through, and I can see this going to a decision. I mean, both tough dudes. They both have fucking skill on the ground. So
yeah,
I might do this over 1.5.
I think being the co-main event, I could see some fireworks in this one, or just some excitement. Anyways, I don't see it wrestling on the cage or anything like that. I think it's going to be swinging or choking out.
and they got the under 2.5 at -275. So I mean, they're saying somebody's getting fucked here.
Yeah, it's gonna be Vegas. Fuck Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the finish. Like I said, Drew Dober's got high potential of finishing. Renato Moicano also. So
What's the fight inside the distance, just in general?
fight doesn't go the distance.
Too
That's
much.
probably
Minus -350.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they're screaming under. I would
Yeah.
take I'd like to see these guys survive in round 1 here. Round 2 or 3, usually what I go with. I mean,
That's what I think.
that's what I'm leaning towards. Round
Yeah,
two.
I got ends in 1 or 2 written down. I'm just gonna wait and see what the numbers look like, but on my book. But
See I think that's what my gut's saying, Jeff, is 1 or 2, but I'd like to push past the 1 and get some more money on 2 or 3,
yeah, I hear you there.
Maybe that's my problem.
It'd be obviously a lot different if it was a 5-round fight where there's a feeling out process. But like I said, being the co-main event, I'd imagine they're coming out swinging, coming out to some fireworks. And I think Moicano knows his way to victory is a submission. He doesn't have any KOs in his career, so he doesn't have that power. Well, he hasn't caught anybody with whatever power he does have.
Drew Dober's the wrong guy to try that with.
Yeah. So he's not working on his KO skills out there, and he clearly likes likes the submissions, and he can get multiple different kinds. But I think he's going to try to get to the back and get it done, and then especially being the bigger favorite, I'm leaning towards him by submission. Some plus money.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. I think he's seasoned enough to avoid the KO.
I agree.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it could happen, could get caught, but I mean, yeah, I think I have to go with that too. The sub is +200. Probably gonna get to some of that, Jeff.
He doesn't have that wild fight style either, like we were talking about earlier with I forget who it was, but he's not necessarily coming out there swinging wildly, trying to get a KO or anything like that. He's coming out there fighting methodically, looking for the the chance to the opportunity to get in there and get behind the guy or
Yeah,
grab the guy.
Yeah, he's
waiting
smart.
for his opportunity. Yep, I agree. So yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up playing that 2-3. That's calling my name. And then the sub on Renato.
Uh,
Do you guys have anything else?
I'll fight.
Oops, wrong
I'm good
website.
with
That
that
one.
one.
No, nothing. Good. All good.
Yeah, I'm all set. I'm all set.
All right. Main event time. Roman Dolidze and Nasruddin Imavov. Roman was plus 110. He's moved up to 130, even 140. And Nasruddin Imavov is 165 now, where he opened at minus 130. I don't know. I was leaning Roman in this one, but as the week goes on, I'm actually starting to think this one is fucking Nasruddin Imavov.
I was leaning Roman as well early. I don't like fading the fighters from Georgia. They're like you were saying earlier. They fight for your money. They fight for their pride. You don't see them. You very
On the other side, Jeff France likes to surrender.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Playing off the nationalities, I like it. I don't know. Being a 5-round fight, I see this one being a slow start. The over 2.5 was minus 160. I do see it getting over that. I don't know. You know what stood out to me as I was looking at this? Valadez beat Phil Haas by KO in round 1. And Imavov actually lost to Phil Haas. Not that Phil Haas is anything special. Those guys, just looking at the fighters they won and lost to, that actually stood out to me. I was kind of surprised because
should Phil Haas. I mean, he's a well-rounded fighter, but if you can't knock him out, he probably will get the decision over you.
I just thought that was again something that stood out as I was looking at the
majority
fighters.
decision, but yeah, that's why I don't like him. He's just a close fighter. I mean. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it with him. He doesn't impress me. So I'm going to stick with my guts. I'm still going on Roman. I put money on him early. Thought I was getting ahead of a line, but it moved the other way. I might hit Roman again at plus 140.
We're thinking this ends in round 3. They got round 3 to start at minus 225, and then no distance at minus 200.
That's so you're saying round 3, huh?
That's what they're saying.
What are you saying?
I think this goes a decision.
I think if Imavov ends up winning, I think it's going to be by decision. I think Roman's got to shut him down if he's going to end up taking this one. I'm probably going to end up on Roman on this one. I have a hard time fading the Georgians.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing that's been, just profitable for me. I don't know why he's an underdog again. I mean, he's a little bit better competition, but he had a pretty good fight with Marvin Vettori, who's, top of the division there. And then before that, he was, I think he was underdogs in all of these fights, maybe not against Haas. But his KO prop has just been massive for me 3 times in a row here. And I knew Marvin Vettori was the tough motherfucker and he wouldn't get knocked out. And I took Vettori by decision here. I mean, I've had a good read on this guy. And I'm just going to go back to the well now. Taking Roman by KO. I don't think Imavov is as tough as Vettori.
Oh, fuck. I'm a dumb fuck. Never mind.
No, I agree. That's actually one of the things I have written down is I can't believe this line it didn't start out closer, and I can't believe it's so far off kilter at this point.
I forgot it was a 5-round fight. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at here. Roman as the underdog in the main event, and then the KO is plus 400.
I'm actually going to, as it gets closer to the fight, I'm going to wait on this one because I think a lot of people are going to be on Vivov there. And maybe get a little more plus money on Roman as it gets closer to the fight. Now, I could be wrong, could go the other way, but like I said, I do think
the plus money shot.
What is Roman? So we're saying 4 or 5. I forgot it was 5 rounds.
He does finish pretty late, actually. Yeah.
Roman
4 KOs in the first round, 2 in the.
Here you go. Well, maybe not. Oh, he's plus 240 or 140.
Let's see. And then his last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, Last 4 knockouts were all round 1 and 2, so mostly round
But-
1 for him.
What's like I said, what stood out to me in this one though is I do think like these 5-round championship fights are always slow starts. They always kick in and maybe a swing here and there, but they usually drag their dicks around for at least 5 minutes. If it was a 3-round fight, I'd be first round.
Yeah. I don't know. I like 12 and 2. I'm just not seeing this again. His record is fantastic. He fights well against high level competition. This guy's got the worst record, 12 and 4. I know that's not everything, but then who did he fight? Like fucking Sean Strickland. Okay, that's fine, but who else? Fuck it.
So
Okay.
Dolidze to win. Wait, no, that's the wrong one.
Buck Leash, Pawsey, and Ian
Oh, they don't
Heinisch.
have it. Fuck, they took it off already. What the hell?
I guess Kyle Dawkins was a pretty easy knockout. Phil Hawes was probably a gimme with his power. But then Jack Hermanson gave him a fight to Marvin Vettori, so I think that's a little bit better than what Nasruddin Imavov has going. And Sean Strickland and Joaquin Buckley. We'll see.
So, with those odds, Dolidze round 4 is 1,800. Round 5 is 2,200.
Yeah, I'm probably going to try to sprinkle on some Roman 3, 4, 5 because that's when he seems to do it.
Well, if they get the fucking round 3 to start at 200 and fight to end at 200, their thing is 4 or 5.
Gerardo says a submission on Dolidze. Holy fuck.
If I had to pick a finish for him, that would be it.
It's plus 400, actually, the same as the KO, so.
See, round.
I'd have to go with his props here, too. Like, I don't see Imavov knocking him out. He's too tough. And he's not a submission guy. He's not going to get Roman in a submission. It really should be Roman. Yeah, it's all leaning Roman for me. Roman, Dolidze. Let's go.
Yep, I agree. I'm on Roman. I'm just not sure how. And if like I said, if the public gets out there and starts hitting Imavov there pretty heavy. Hopefully that Dolidze shoots up to maybe minus or plus 170, plus 180 or something ridiculous.
I don't know if it's going to move much more. It's already moved 30 points.
No, but we were talking about it yesterday. You get you get the payday on Friday. People start coming out there, seeing the bets, and start placing. Public sees a favorite. This guy's going to kill him, not knowing necessarily that it should be a lot more even than it is. I don't know. It's an angle of some sort.
That makes sense. Public really would hit the books on Friday when they get paid.
I think I got Imavov by decision, but I just played Dolidze by sub in rounds 4 and 5.
What's that, Jimmy?
I said the old dumb money coming in on a Friday night, along with the cocktail, and give me whatever's popping. Hey, speaking of which, I was gonna wait, but I know that there's not a lot of viewers. I did have an NBA play. I'm gonna wait till the very end because you guys are capping UFC big numbers. It is an SGP with the big number that we're gonna try to hit tonight.
Dude,
let's go.
And UFC.
The Lakers are winning.
Huh?
The Lakers are winning.
I know. I'm fucking
Unreal.
and that's another thing Dylan and I, we said this
Plus
week
850, baby.
it's been ass backwards, right? Pacers are playing, Lakers are winning, Grizzlies are staying within the Cavs.
I told you I wanted to take the Grizzlies at fucking plus whatever too. Shit.
Oh, yeah, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're good. I think that's about it for the main event.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Like I said, I'm on Roman here. I'm going to be on Roman. Just got to figure out where the best spot to put him is. Are we shooting out live again on Saturday, giving the last look on it?
I mean, we'll do it again. Yeah, I don't have all my shit together right now.
Well,
so we have a few more bets to give out on Saturday. Yeah,
I will. Yeah, I'll actually be giving out some actual bets. Like I said, I like to watch the weigh-ins once my book offers some of these round 2, round 3s, whatever the specifics are, the props, so to speak. So I will definitely have a whole slew of plays for Saturday. So
Hell yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely do it. It's been working pretty well, so we're gonna continue.
Yeah, I think they start at 4:30 this week. I gotta look. Right
yeah,
now.
It is earlier. It's a 2:00 start time for me, so it's 4:00
yeah.
Eastern. Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Yeah, it says it right here on Tapology.
I just know you're not good with the time zone transitions. So.
I know, but I do follow the UFC very well.
He knows when the fights start.
See, right here, 4 p.m. Eastern Saturday. Oh, I guess it doesn't show it. Now I'm seeing it. When I highlight it, it shows up on gray on this screen. That's really weak. Real fucking weak.
Well, feel free to take over, Jimmy. Do your thing.
Yeah. Give us that NBA play. I think we're all wrapped up here, Jimmy.
All right, beautiful. Well, today was a short card. We only had a couple different plays. I was talking about basketball and just in general with Dylan, and I was mentioning to him that there was a lot of cappers that I respect, been in the game for about 40, 50 years. Some names by the name drop. You guys may have heard Dave Koken before. He's one of the people who've been around for a while. He's saying that this week was one of the worst weeks that he's had in his whole 50-year gambling career. So he's like 70 something. So just saying, if you guys are out there this week, feels like it's been harder than normal for NBA, NHL. Obviously NHL had the All-Star break. NBA is kind of having a little lull point. So just kind of, just know that it's not you, it's not your capping. It's just a weird, funky spot in the schedule. So I'm going to go over 3 SGPs, starting off from, a small 220 all the way to plus, I think, like 1,000. So we have the Pacers and the Knicks. You guys know, 76ers and the Jazz. Tonight, the 76ers are supposed to be out without Embiid, out Maxey. So obviously the hype is going to be moved around. You have one of their shooters for the 76ers that I feel that he's going to be used more on an offensive weapon. So he's not going to be, getting as much rebounds. He's going to be using more energy on the offensive side. That would be Batum. So what does that leave us? It leaves us Utah Jazz with an opportunity to possibly get a lot of rebounds with Embiid being out. Utah Jazz, I looked up today, they actually are the highest rebounding team in the NBA. They average 55.7 rebounds per game. So I do think that this is a great spot to take advantage of some rebound props against the 76ers. Also, Jordan Clarkson has been pretty good. So let me just get in here without further ado. I have a plus 220 set up. Jordan Clarkson special, basically. Jordan Clarkson will have 2.5 rebounds. He's had three rebounds in 6 games straight against the 76ers. Jordan Clarkson will have 16 points or more. I think the note was that Jordan Clarkson has had 17 points in the last 10 games. Let me pull up the actual stat just so I make sure I'm not misquoting and giving you guys wrong bullshit info. Bear with me for 1 second. Pull that up real quick. Where are you? Here we go. Pacers and Jazz. Yeah, so first of all, Jazz has won 8 straight as a favorite. They are 10-1 as a favorite, 9-2 against the spread. 76ers are 1-10 against the spread as well. Where is the Jordan Clarkson? No. I can't find the note. Oh, maybe it's right here. Let me see. Where are you, Jordan? Okay, Jordan Clarkson has scored 18 points in 4 of his last 5 home appearances against the 76ers. And I think the other stat that I saw is that he had 17 points in 10 games straight. So back to this SGP. Have Jordan Clarkson over 2.5 rebounds, Jordan Clarkson over 16 points, and 76ers to win for plus 220. Going to level 2, we have a different one.
That was the Utah Jazz to win, right?
Jazz to win. Yes, Jazz is pretty much, like I said.
Yeah. You said
without
76ers, but the parlay's Jazz to win.
Yeah, Utah, 76ers are never a dog. You guys know that. They're 1-10 as a dog this year. Utah is never a favorite. They're 9-2 as 10-1 as a favorite this year. The next one, this one was put together for. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so actually I lied. It's 425 plus 425. So Jordan Clarkson plus 2.5 rebound. Clarkson over 16 points. Lauri Markkanen will have 9 or more rebounds, and Utah to win. And then the one that we're kind of, shooting for the stars. I don't know. Which one do you guys want? You guys want the plus 1,000 or we have a plus 2,100? And I'm very confident in these, but we just sprinkled a little bit. This is not like your normal put it in for 25, 50 bucks, It's
Cheer the 1,000, sure.
All right, the 1,000. Lauri Markkanen to get 2 or more 3-point field goals against the 76ers. He's had, I think, like 3 field goals, 3 3-pointers against the 76ers.
He averages 3 or 4, and then about 5 versus the Sixers, shooting at 55% versus the Sixers. So I definitely like his threes tonight too.
Clarkson over 16 points, Lauri Markkanen over 9, Jordan Clarkson over 2.5 rebounds, and this is the wild card is Simone Fontecchio will have over 3.5 rebounds. So, and the only reason why he's in there, when we capped the game, they played with the 76ers without Joel Embiid a week ago or 2 weeks ago, back around January, I think it was like 17th. They were out with Embiid, and this guy Fontecchio was able to get 7 rebounds. So he's another big guy. You probably don't know him. He's an Italian FIBA star, just starting to make his name for himself. So, but yeah, I put him on there. So that's all I got. Hopefully, 2 of those cash, and then I think that last one will be a sweat. But those first 2, I think will be good.
Hell yeah. G's with you on that. Says he's taken Clarkson over 15.5 points and over 2.5 rebounds at plus 130. Let's go. Let's go. Well, you guys have anything else to say before we wrap it up here? Jeff, Barney?
No, I think I'm good. Jimmy just closed us out. I like it.
I do want to say one more thing. Sorry, Dylan.
Go ahead.
We briefly talked about tomorrow may be a smash spot for Sacramento. Just kind of keep an eye to see how that line moves overnight. I haven't capped it just yet, but just merely on the thought process that Indiana Pacers right now are going off of a back-to-back. They are going to get on an airplane tonight in New York City, probably like around 11 or 12 o'clock. They're going to get into Sacramento probably around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They have a game against Sacramento at 4. So, and I think Sacramento hasn't played in 2 days. So it's basically like a rest advantage spot. They're going to be fucking tired. Obviously, Knicks are giving them a game. They're going pace to pace. It's not like they're getting blown out where they can go ahead and rest their starters for tomorrow. So just keep an eye out. I will cap that tonight, and I will try to get something out for tomorrow, this Friday. So just wanted to throw that out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thank you all for being here, and thank you to everybody in the chat that was here with us and putting your bets in the chat. We'll be back again on Saturday, do another last look at the card. Breaking it down another quick time, not as long as this one was. Won't be a full card breakdown, but we'll be back to give us some more looks and dives into it after we watch, weigh-ins and all that kind of shit. Whatever other information may pop up, try to get that to you too. Until Saturday, see you next time.